Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving into a pretty serious topic. LA police found 3 brothers on a Ferris wheel. And this isn't just any case, it's a challenge from North to the entire gang and corrupt judiciary. North, fully equipped, glanced at a family photo from happier times, hesitated for a moment, and then stuffed it into his pocket. Meanwhile, the FBI was already meeting with LA detectives. The FBI discovered that the North who vanished 5 years ago was back, and this time the 3 thugs who died were the very ones released back then. North had been living it up in octagon fights in other countries for 5 years, earning himself a reputation as a bad guy. North had been training like a madman and returned just in time to rob a weapons store. He practically stepped out of a superhero movie as the villain. What he was up to was so outrageous it could make you think a pie fell from the sky, and during their little chat, the former judge's hands were practically glued. North had strapped military-grade explosives on him, leaving him with no chance to beg for mercy. Throughout it all, North had zero interest in listening to his rambling, nor did he plan to give him a way out. That opportunity was wasted 5 years ago by the judge, and today in taking everything you have. Everything. And it has all come to an end now. You are completely powerless. You didn't make the right choice, but I'll take action and do what's necessary. North walked out, jumped on a bus, and promptly dialed the judge's number. You couldn't do the right thing, but I will. Soon, 2 of his lackeys found the boss who was in talks. Like he said, the lawyer, the judge, and a few brothers are all having their last meal. The attacker is that woman from 5 years ago. The boss calmly ordered his men to up their firepower and insisted they make that woman disappear within 24 hours. After that, he returned to the table, where the man opposite him was the son of a big boss. Recently, they had lost a shipment. The big boss sent his son to relay the message. If this isn't resolved properly, you can be held accountable for whatever happened. As he watched the guy leave, the man with the mustache cursed in his heart, knowing it was likely North who had stolen their Meanwhile, North was keeping an eye on a man who looked as thin as a twig. He was the accountant for the mustache gang. When the guy entered a rundown building, North disguised as a scrap collector and snapped to the boss' back door. After taking out 2 low-level thugs, North slipped in through the back door without a sound, while the thugs on the first floor were none the wiser. On the second floor, within a spacious room, several individuals were hastily packing piles of cash, utterly unaware that North was silently advancing towards them with a gun. North's firepower was such that if he had line of sight, it was a sure shot. To avoid being surrounded, he simply jumped down to the first floor. No need to stand. Seeing thugs pass the corner, North seemingly appeared from nowhere, ready for havoc. North moved like he was teleporting, taking out targets one after another. With a gun in hand, North took out one with a single shot, followed by another shot that blew the other guy's head clean off straight out of a blockbuster movie. Seeing this, another thug panicked and sprayed bullets wildly, but North quietly emerged from behind shelves, killing him with 1 shot. North turned around to continue his assault, instantly sending the first thug to the afterlife, while the next one actually thought he could take him on in hand-to-hand combat. Talk about to underestimate. He didn't know how relentless a vengeful woman could be. After eliminating the low-level thugs downstairs, the finance room crew were taken out with a single shot before they could react. Then North kicked the door open and fired twice. In an instant, the only ones left breathing in the room were North and 1 accountant. Next, the accountant returned to the boss office, back to the lobby, and then back to the lobby again. Over and over, as if he were caught in an infinite loop, leaving everyone baffled. Eventually, he realized the situation was off. In the office, North hadn't killed him, just sent him to deliver a message. North didn't take a dime, but he turned the company's cash into ash. The mustachioed guy nearly lost it. The cash could have been reclaimed if stolen, but once it was burnt, there was no hope of recovery. Furious, the mustache guy ordered everyone to gather. North must be stopped. He wasn't foolish. North had bigger plans. North wanted to destroy his goods and cash, so the mustachioed guy confidently set up a trap, ready to take on the challenge. That night, North arrived at the mustache's flyer factory, determined by the photo. After getting out of the car, he opened the trunk to grab his weapons, but as soon as he entered the warehouse, he sensed something was off. The factory was unnaturally quiet, and after taking just a few steps, he found a trap beneath his feet. After stepping over, North saw a remote bomb on a barrel outside. 2 idiots watched. They were waiting for North to enter, planning to turn the entire factory into hell. The entire factory was blown to smithereens, and the two thugs naturally assumed they had completed their mission. On their way back to the base, they boasted to the mustache guy, convinced that North had perished in the flames. With such a victory, they thought they could get a promotion, only to see North emerge from the sewer. The big explosion still caught him off guard, but North pulled out his gun and hijacked a BMW. He then revved the engine of his rental car and took off after them. Before heading into the factory, he spotted an SUV at the entrance, figuring it must belong to the two clueless thugs. "In telling you, put that thing down, you're being fooled. Shut up." "Oh, what exactly has happened to that guy?" Not long after, the mustache guy caught the news broadcast on TV at the villa. Shockingly, the news showed a woman stealing a BMW on the factory road. It dawned on him that North wasn't dead at all. Just then, the SUV drove into the villa, and when the two thugs saw it was their own, they opened the door without a second thought.